looking through your testimony, and you've done the same thing that so many have done at previous hearings, and the one bullet point you have here says, without immigrant workers, we would not have a labor force. It's that simple. Now, who are you talking about, immigrant? Legal or illegal?
Well, both, quite frankly.
Okay, that's the problem. And that's been the problem throughout this debate, both in the media and at the hearings, is there's, and I resent it. I resent anyone that tries to categorize someone who's legally come here, who's went through the process, who's went through that painstaking, long bureaucratic process to enter our country and do so legally, that we would allow people to categorize them with those who have come here in the dead of night, have come across the river, have come through a tunnel, have come through in the trunk of a car, have overstayed their visa, whatever else. I think if we do that, and I would strongly recommend that as we continue this battle and this debate moving forward at federally and statewide, that you and those who want to see changes that you're advocating for, that you're going to alienate many of us by allowing the debate to draw in those who are legally here. It's it's just, there's no excuse for and I think it's horrible that people would try and classify someone who's here legally a legal immigrant, and I think that will lead to the prejudice that so many are trying to say is going to happen because of making sure we come down on illegal aliens. I think if you draw together and categorize those who are here legally, whether they're Hispanic or from Ireland or Russia or wherever else, with those who are here illegally, you're doing a great harm to the rule of law, to our country, and to this debate. So I would hope that you and others would stop doing that.
I understand your point. I would argue this. We're not trying to characterize anybody in a specific way here.
But you have. When you say without immigrant workers, and I ask you who is that, legal or illegal, and you say both, I resent that. And I would say the majority of people who are legally resent that. My wife was a legal alien, legal. She immigrated here legally and went through that process to do it legally with me as we came home from Germany. And she went through that process to become a citizen. And 22 years after immigrating here, she's now an American citizen. But I know she resents that she would be categorized with somebody who has had no regard for our law. And a lot of legal immigrants resent it.
I would harken back to what I said before about our farmers and our business owners who tiptoe to walk that fine federal line, and they are not aware at the end of the day whether or not their workforce is 100% legal or illegal. They are simply trying to follow the law, which puts them between a rock and a hard place.
Well,
and so the bottom line is there are not sufficient numbers of American workers to do the job, and we are reliant upon a workforce that is made up of people of foreign origin, and that is the way that it is in agriculture.
Again, I would argue that we have a number of people across this nation on welfare that shouldn't be there because they are able-bodied, and that we ought to put them to work. We ought to demand that they work, and if they don't work, they don't eat. So put them to work and make them work and demand that they work, because I know these are hard jobs. But if you want to be able to receive benefits, then you ought to have to work for it if you're able-bodied and able to do it.